Welcome into Tiger Den Sports. I'm your host, Jason Darcy, and today's video is going to be all about predicting LSU's win totals and going through their schedule game by game to let you know what the percentages are for LSU to win and what the scores might be. So make sure you subscribe and like this video. Now let's get into it. So the first game will be September 4th against Florida State in the Superdome in New Orleans. What an amazing atmosphere that's going to be. LSU playing Florida State with a new coaching staff, Brian Kelly, Mike Denbrock, Matt House, and all the other assistants that came along with Brian Kelly. It's just so amazing to see the transformation that LSU had this offseason. From the transfers to everything that Brian Kelly did. So, with that being said, LSU's facing Florida State. Florida State is not the best team. LSU got way more athletic people, more athletic players. The wide receivers are better. The running backs are better. The defensive line is better. The linebackers are better. So all in all, I think LSU has a 71% chance to beat Florida State that game. I'm going to bump it up to 75%. That's my prediction. The score I'm predicting against Florida State will be 34-20. Now, I want y'all to leave a comment letting me know what y'all think the score will be against Florida State and LSU and what the percentage is that LSU has to win that game. I'm going to say a 75% LSU chance to win, and it's going to be 34-20. Dominating fashion. Okay, so now we go into the second game. It's against Southern. Hold on. Okay, I am blind. If you've never seen one of my videos before, I am blind. So I can't read stats off of papers. I can't do none of that. So I use my iPhone and use VoiceOver, and it reads it to me in my ear. But I gotta turn it on. Open note. Sorry about that. Okay, so the second game is Southern. Southern is not a good school. LSU should not be facing Southern. I know they put these teams on the schedule because it's a practice game, it's a scrimmage, it saves bodies, it's a easy win. So all those little things like that. Southern comes in, they know they're going to get beat. They're going to try really hard, but they're going to get beat. If LSU loses to Southern, then LSU's in for a long season, and a lot of LSU fans are going to be disappointed. And so LSU got a 98% chance to win this game. I'm going to give it a 100% chance to win this game. And I believe the score is going to be, let's go with 55-10. In dominating fashion, I believe LSU can dominate Southern. I believe it's a 100% chance LSU's going to win, and I believe it's going to be 55-10. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think the score might be and the percentage of LSU's chance to win. So we move on to the third week. The third week, LSU plays Mississippi State, I believe. Let me check my phone. I hope y'all don't mind me using my phone. I think it's pretty cool that I'm using my phone while being blind to read my stats to me and stuff. So I hope y'all don't mind. But yeah, so third week is Mississippi State. Now, Mississippi State, I don't think they're a really good team. I really don't. Mississippi State has a decent defense, not the most spectacular defense. The defensive line on Mississippi State is really good. I'll give them that. But LSU's just too athletic. We should be able to throw on Mississippi State. Their corners are never usually that good. Mississippi State, sometimes they'll put up big points. But with Mike Leach calling plays and their air raid offense, they their offense stalls a lot because they're either going to get big plays or nothing. Because as an air raid offense, all you're doing is throwing the ball. You're throwing the ball to the running backs. You're throwing the balls to the receivers really quick. And to do that type of stuff all game long is hard. So Mississippi State's gonna have like a 3-play drive for 75 yards and a touchdown. Okay. But then they're gonna go 4 drives without getting a first down. So with that being said, I would give LSU a 70% chance to beat Mississippi State. And I think the score is going to be 31-17. I don't think Mississippi State's going to score as many points as some people think. I think the score is going to be 31-17. So y'all leave a comment below. Let me know what y'all think that score is going to be. So we move on to the next game. The 4th game is going to be against New Mexico State. Another game I don't care for. LSU should dominate New Mexico State. New Mexico State's coming in for a paycheck. LSU should not have any trouble. If they lose against New Mexico State, I'll say the same thing like Southern. It's a bad look for LSU and Brian Kelly, and LSU fans will be disappointed. So I would give them a 99% chance to beat New Mexico State, and I believe that score is going to be 45-14. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think that score is going to be. And if you haven't subscribed or liked the video yet, do so now. So the 5th week. Now, this is where you really get into the SEC schedule and the tough road LSU has ahead of them. Right now, they enter the season 4-0. So now you go play Auburn. Auburn is just like LSU in some ways. And I'll explain myself. LSU and Auburn still don't know who the starter quarterback is. Auburn has Zach Calzada, transfer from Texas A&M, and T.J. Finley, the transfer from LSU. LSU has Jaden Daniels and Garrett Nussmeier. I believe Jaden Daniels and Nussmeier is better than Finley or Zach Calzada, but we don't know who the quarterbacks are right now. I did a prediction on who I think the quarterback's going to be if you want to check out that video a couple days ago. Y'all go check out my YouTube channel if y'all want to see it. But LSU's receivers are way better than Auburn. Our running backs are about the same. We have Emory and Noah Cain. They have Tank Bigsby, one of the best running backs in the country. So our running backs are the same, but LSU's wide receivers are way better, way more athletic. Our defensive line, I believe LSU has a way better defensive line, but Auburn has a decent defensive line as well. I believe our linebackers are better than Auburn. I believe our safeties are better than Auburn. So all in all, I believe LSU should win this game. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a physical game. So I'm going to predict this score for LSU to be 27-21. LSU win. And I'll give it a 70% chance for LSU to beat Auburn. So now they enter the season 5-0. So now we go into the next game. I believe it's Tennessee. Let me. I'm listening to my phone right now, and it's gonna read it to me and tell me what it is. Let's see, Auburn and Tennessee. Yeah. Okay. So Tennessee is number 6. That's the 6th week. Tennessee coming into LSU. We haven't played Tennessee in a while. I don't like that we don't play these teams for a few years, you know. But Tennessee's an up-and-coming team. You have to give them some credit. Their recruiting is getting a lot better. They have a young, dynamic quarterback. I think they have a great offensive line. They're recruiting 5 stars, but I believe that I don't believe they have the receivers and the corners to match up with LSU's receivers. I don't believe Tennessee has a running back that's a dynamic running back just yet either. So, with that being said, I would give LSU a 75% chance to win against Tennessee. And I believe that score is going to be 20. I'm going to go with 31-21. That's what I believe the score would be. 31-21. LSU wins. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think the score would be. I would love to hear from y'all. So now we go on to the next one. That would be Florida. Now this is where it gets tricky because Florida hires Billy Napier away from the Raging Cajun. I don't find that Billy Napier is like the best coach just yet. He might surprise people, become a great coach. He did great things with the Raging Cajuns. That's fine. But Florida has a lot of athletic players. They have a lot of positions that have players that can dominate. They have a dynamic quarterback in Anthony Richardson. Their running backs are good. Their wide receivers are athletic. I do believe LSU has a chance to win this game. I really do. But this is where I would put LSU having a loss. And I will say this only because LSU's playing in the swamp. And to play in the swamp, it's a ruckus environment, a rowdy crowd. Anytime you play on the road, it's tough. It's a tough environment. But I would give LSU a loss. I'll give LSU a 45% chance to win this game. It's a very close matchup, almost 50-50. If everything goes right for LSU, they can win the game. But right now, I would have to give them a loss because they're playing in the swamp. And that's the only reason why. So that would make LSU 5-1 right now. And at this point of the season, I believe that's a good record for 5-1. And let me see what the next team is. It's Tennessee and then Florida. Okay, so now it's Ole Miss the next game. Ole Miss is not a good school, not a good team. I don't think Ole Miss really has a shot to beat LSU. Ole Miss does not have a good defense. They're going to get dominated. They're small. They got small corners, small linebackers. Their defensive line is not that great. The only thing Ole Miss can do is score because they have Lane Kiffin, and he's a great play caller, one of the best in the nation. They'll put up points, but they'll also allow a lot of points. So I think this might be a high-scoring game, but I don't think Ole Miss can stop LSU. So with that being said, I would give LSU a 70% chance to win this game, and I would say the score would probably be 45-31 LSU. Y'all let me know what y'all think the score might be. I think it's going to be 45-31. I don't think Lane Kiffin's going to outscore LSU and Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly has a lot of good schemes. So I don't think they're going to be out-schemed. Put it that way. Now, the next game. The next game is Alabama. I don't like Alabama. I'm a big LSU fan. I cover only LSU. So if y'all haven't subscribed yet, y'all do so. And y'all like the video if y'all love LSU. So they're facing Alabama. And I'm going to just tell you right now, I don't think LSU is going to beat Alabama. I think they got an 18% chance to win, if I'm not mistaken. LSU has great athletic players. So does Alabama. But the one thing Alabama has that LSU doesn't at this point of me making this video is a quarterback. Bryce Young is Alabama's quarterback, and he's going to be picked in the first round when he goes to the draft. He's a great quarterback. Alabama's defensive line and linebackers are really good, really talented. Their corners are really good. Alabama's just loaded. I mean, that's just the way it is with Nick Saban. I believe he cheats, but whatever. I believe he's been cheating since he coached at LSU. I know you don't like that, but well, that's the truth. Now with NIL, you can do whatever you want. But before that, I believe he cheated, and nobody said anything. But anyway, um, I think LSU only has an 18% chance to win that game. I'll bump it up to 25%. Only because LSU plays really hard against Alabama. They keep it close for a long time. So I believe Alabama will win this game, and I'm going to give the score Alabama 31, LSU 21. Now, if everything goes according to plan for LSU, if they scheme it right and Alabama has a little bit of off game, LSU can win this game if they keep it low scoring game. Because if I'm honest, the running backs and the receivers for Alabama, I don't find are experienced and that good right now. They have to prove it during the game. So, with that being said, I'm predicting LSU to lose this game. But with that being said, if the scheme's right and Alabama has an off game, LSU could win it. So right now they have 2 losses. That's not bad for Brian Kelly's first year at LSU right now. So we go into the next game. That would be Arkansas. As much as Arkansas fans say, and some national media say, Arkansas is not a rival to LSU. LSU will never consider Arkansas a rival. I don't care what people say. They're not a top school. They never will be. I know Sam Pittman got them to new heights, but they're going to only recruit 3-star players. If you look at this year's recruiting class for Arkansas, I think they got 15 3-stars and 3 4-stars. That's all they're going to ever recruit because it's Arkansas. Now, Arkansas don't have the talent LSU has. They don't have the athleticism. They don't have any of that. LSU should dominate this game, and I believe LSU is going to win this game, and I'll give it a 75% chance LSU wins, and the score would be 35-20. That's my prediction for that game. Y'all let me know in the comments for all these games. Y'all just put the name of the school and the score, so I know what y'all thinking, so we can compare and see where we at. So 35-20, LSU, I believe, will beat Arkansas. Like I said, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all like the video, y'all like it. Y'all subscribe and y'all comment and let me know what y'all thinking about this video. And y'all let me know if the phone is aggravating you. I know I paused a couple times, but I'm just listening to the stats on my phone so I can say it to y'all because I can't read it. So let me know how y'all think about that. Okay, so the next game would be Alabama, Birmingham. Now, this is another game I don't like on the schedule. I can't wait till they fix the format when Texas and Oklahoma comes in. Alabama, Birmingham does not compare to LSU. They're coming to get a check, and that's basically it. This is going to be another blowout, another cakewalk, another walkthrough practice, whatever you want to call it. This game is no match for Alabama, Birmingham. LSU is going to dominate, and I believe the score is going to be 51-13, and that's just the way it is. Y'all let me know what the score is going to be for that game. So we're just going to go skip this one and go straight into the next one. And that would be Texas A&M and LSU. LSU beat Texas A&M last year, but this year I don't know if it's going to happen again. Max Johnson transferred from LSU to Texas A&M. I don't believe Max Johnson is gonna bring Texas A&M to a national championship. I don't think he's gonna lead them to an SEC championship either. He's an okay quarterback, but he's not consistent. Maybe he grew up a little bit under Jimbo Fisher. I don't know. Um, but LSU and Texas A&M is pretty much the same team. If you want to call somebody a rivalry, you can call Alabama a rivalry, Florida a rivalry, and Texas A&M a rivalry. That would be the three schools I believe are rival. But Texas A&M and LSU have basically the same team. Great athleticism on receivers, dynamic running backs. The quarterback's pretty much the same right now. I would have to give the edge to Texas A&M on their offensive line because we don't know about LSU's offensive line just yet. They're just getting started. We got to see where they're at this point of the season. But Texas A&M has a proven line. They're experienced. They have some good offensive linemen. On defense, LSU's defensive line is better than Texas A&M's defensive line. I believe Texas A&M's linebackers might be a little better. Our corners are about the same, and our safeties are about the same. So with all that being said, the reason I say LSU might lose this game is because they're playing in College Station, I believe. If I'm wrong, please correct me. So I would give LSU a 45% chance to beat Texas A&M. And I say that because they're playing in College Station. It's a tough environment. It's an evenly matched team, and they always play low scoring, physical games against Texas A&M. Look at last year when Max Johnson beat Texas A&M on the last play of the game. I mean, that was a great game, and let's see what happens this year. So, with that being said, I give LSU a 45% chance to win against Texas A&M. And I believe the score is going to be Texas A&M 24, LSU 21. Now, like I said before, with a couple other games, they have a chance to win this game. Every game LSU plays, they're going to have a chance to win because they're that talented. They have, I believe, like I posted on Twitter, and if you haven't followed me on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter at TigerDenLSU. You can find me at Twitter at that handle. But like I posted on Twitter, LSU has the most NFL ready players after Alabama. And I really believe that. I really mean it. So, with that being said, LSU will be in every game this year because of the talent. On the talent alone. And then with all these competent coaches, they know what they're doing. They have great schemes. They know how to coach. And so that's why I give LSU a 45% chance to beat Texas A&M. It's going to be 24-21. That's my prediction. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think the score is going to be. So at this point of the schedule, at the end of all these games, if y'all kept track, LSU would be 9-3. That's my prediction for this season. 9-3, LSU, that's what they're going to be. You let me know what you think the LSU's record's going to be at the end of the season. I would really like to hear from you. And if they win the bowl game, which I think they can do, they'll have 10 wins. Now, y'all let me know in the comments, if they have 10 wins this season, they go 10-3, is this a successful season for Brian Kelly and his coaching staff? Is this a failed season? Or do you think that it should have been a better season? Y'all let me know in the comments. And if y'all have not subscribed or liked this video, y'all do it now.